Hey guys, so you're probably wondering, what the fuck is this? You're probably wondering, what happened to the 288 podcast? What is this new show that is on the same RSS feed?
Who's that other bitch that's in the room right now?
Well, other bitch,
Yeah.
why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Annie
Again.
fucking Cruz.
Due to some unforeseen circumstances, Miss Dravenstar has gone on to some other projects. She's got her own production company, Rock and Rollin', and she should hopefully have a new radio show of her own coming up on Demon Seed Radio real soon. But in the immortal words of Hollywood, the show must go on. So Miss Annie Cruz is taking over on the host details.
I'm happy to fucking be here, actually, so...
Drink to that, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Now we drink.
And now we drink. We're going to have a lot of the same shit you guys know and love. We're going to continue to have awesome guests on, talking sex, drugs, rock and roll, drinking. But we're going to be adding some new shit as we continue on. We're going to be continuing to make improvements to the show. Because the 288 was Draven and I's thing, we decided to go with the new name as we continue on with the new show. We're going to release at the exact same time as we always did, and you can find us in the exact same places. So welcome aboard, Annie.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And of course, there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that's the whiskey.
Damn right.
That's right.
I mean, we may get a little fancier with it. I may actually make cocktails and shit.
Yeah, you know what? That would... Yeah, bartender Matt in the house, huh?
Well, we're recording from my place now, so we have my fully stocked bar to jump into.
Watch out, because that fucking little thingamajigger thingy over there, what do you call that? The thing that pours, like, your own shots.
I call it empty at the moment.
I really want one of those.
Beth and Beyond, it's like $50.
Yeah, dude. Like, the next time, if we keep recording here, you know, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to, like, feed shots to our guests, and then it'll just, I don't know. And it might be a shit show, or just shit.
I'm down with that. I'm completely down with that. Especially since I don't have to, like, Uber out of here. I can walk 10
Lucky
feet.
bastard.
I can walk 10 feet and pass the fuck out. Plenty of times I passed out on Draven's couch, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have my own bed.
It's also nice that you don't live that far from me, because I can just fucking zip on over on an Uber and then zip on out of here.
I am ecstatic I don't have to drive to the valley anymore.
Yeah. Ugh, no.
So for our listeners that missed when you were on the show, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, our new host?
So, well, for those of you who are unfamiliar with who I am Annie Cruz. I did a little stint in the adult industry for, oh my God, 14 years. Fuck, man. And you know, I have to...
Would you believe it? Annie's only turning 27.
Yeah, no, 26, man, 26. No, 27. No, but I have to clear the air right now, so I think this is a good place to fucking do it. There's a lot of people, a lot of my fans that keep writing me and shit, and they're just like, when are you gonna come out with some new stuff from Kink or blah blah blah, you know, just stuff important. So I wanna make it clear here for the record. I, unfortunately for my fans, because I know you guys fucking miss my ass, literally, I no longer perform in porn movies. I have no regrets. I still am a big part of the industry, you know. I have my radio show on Sirius XM with Vivid. You know, I'm still friends with a lot of people in the industry. So, you know, there's nothing's changed there. I just don't do it on camera for you guys anymore.
There will still be live appearances at many fan and trade shows coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Like recorded Exotica.
Exotica, for sure. Possibly. Yeah, there's a lot of different trade shows and conventions in the future that I'm sure you'll most likely fucking see my ass. So you guys, I'm not gone forever yet.
Far from it.
Far from it. But yeah, I've been, I did that. I just wrapped on 2 indie films that I'm really stoked about. You guys will probably hear more about it when, you know, the time draws closer. I don't want to give too much away on that. And then I just started my own dating coaching company.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so...
Hell, I may need you to give me a hand here. Holy shit, I went out on a first date with a girl Wednesday?
Yeah, how did that go?
I thought it went well. Fucking, she blaked.
Wait a minute.
After first date went well.
Did you seal the deal?
No.
Okay, now continue. So you
No, it was like a real people's date. Like,
Oh, like an actual date.
Yeah, like,
not a quote date.
Yeah, it's not Netflix and chill.
It's not an Annie Cruz quote date.
I legitimately like the girl, so I'm like, I may have actually gentlemaned it up too much.
Oh.
I know when I do that shit.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, anyways, the date went well, but
I
then
thought the date went well.
Okay.
We tentatively made plans because she doesn't live in town.
Oh, okay.
We tentatively made plans to hang out again a couple days later. She's like, I'll text you tomorrow. Nothing the next day. And I actually rearranged my schedule so I could actually hang out with her on the night she was free.
Oh, that's the worst. And then
She didn't ask me to. I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, okay. She didn't ask you to. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
she's like, I'm free this night. I'm like, I got shit going on. Let me see if I can rearrange it. I texted her to be like, I rearranged it. Radio silence.
Oh, man.
Radio silence. I get a text the following night at 8:30 at night, like, hey, sorry, I just got back from my pole dancing lesson. I have an anal scene tomorrow. I can't really go out tonight.
Oh my god. Man.
I immediately responded like, no worries. How was your lesson? Radio silence since.
Oh, fuck.
Like, if you're gonna ghost, just fucking ghost.
Just ghost. Don't do the whole, oh, sorry. It's almost like when people do that, they have kind of a conscience. Oh, I feel bad. I should probably say something. Whereas me, I would just ghost completely. Like, am I even fucking saying shit?
Dude, I thought we had a good first date. Like, she texted me when she got home, like, smiley face. Oh, I had a really good time. I'll text you tomorrow.
Oh, dude. So, and then has she left town yet, or is she still in town?
Yeah, she left town today.
Damn, man. Okay, see, this kind of reminds me. I don't want to say it's the same. It's not similar, but because this just happened to me 4 nights ago. Oh my god, dude, fucking. So, I want to say sometime last year, I met this dude off Tinder, right? Now there's this weird thing with me. I always joke about how I don't go on dates because I really don't. And if you snooze the first time, you fucking lose. If you don't do anything, make a move or whatever, chances of me calling you back is never. So, but then also on the flip side, there are guys that I'll meet up with them and then I'm just not feeling it, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm done. So in this case, I met this dude during the day. Not at night, this was, I guess you can potentially call it, or technically call it rather, a fucking day date, quote unquote, right?
Right.
So I meet up with this guy for coffee. You might have seen me post about this actually on Facebook, Matt, all my fucking adventures.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah. We met up for coffee and then we took a little stroll. We went to this one, I can't even fucking remember. We went to some place where we chatted for forever. And then I just wanted to fucking get the fuck out of there. I was like, I'm over this. I know I'm not gonna fuck this dude. I need this to end now. So I can't even remember, because this is last year. I can't remember what happened, but somehow I managed to get the fuck away from him. I'm like, okay, well, bye. And it was funny because when I got in his car and he went to go drop me off, obviously this happens to him or has happened to him, once or twice, maybe more. Because when he went to drop me off, he's like, yeah, so you're not gonna be one of those girls that tells me, oh yeah, I'll hit you up, we'll hang out, and then not, and just ghost on me. It's exactly what he said. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, which I didn't. I just ghosted on him, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. So I'm at work. I work at a nightclub now. That's another thing that I do on the side, now that I don't shoot porn anymore, because I know the owner. I'm friends with the owner.
This is LA. Everyone's got 3 jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And I work in bottle service. It's fun. I can drink while I'm working. And you can't fucking beat that, right? So anyways, it's a Hollywood nightclub. And I've never worked a private event there before. This was my first time working a private event. And they had caterers catering, the food one. I'm not going to say who catered it, but a specific restaurant catered this party. And as I'm standing there cocktailing, the tables and stuff, I hear my real name, right? Someone says my real name. And here's the funny part. I have a very androgynous name, right? And there's actually somebody that I work with that has that name. That's a male, right? So I hear that name and I don't even think twice because nobody knows me at work by my real name. They all know me as Annie,
right?
Because it's nightlife. People recognize me there all the time. So I hear my real name and I'm like, whatever. And then I hear it again and I look up. Now, there's another backstory I have to add to this that's even equally fucking hilarious. So I see the dude. I'm like,
oh, shit.
oh my God, hey. But, dude, I probably should have started with this story. Fucking, so a couple months ago, I fucking broke my MacBook from fucking squirting all over it, right? So I went to the fucking Genius Bar at the Apple Store.
You would have thought by now to just like saran wrap all your electronics.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm never going to learn. I'm never going to fucking learn. So I go to the Genius Bar.
Real quick, does Apple Care cover that shit?
No, dude, when they looked at my shit, they're like, there's water damage. And I'm like, fuck, son of a bitch. So just like the iPhone, you know, when your iPhone has water damage, they could tell. And they're like, we're not replacing this.
Yeah, I've never squirted it on my iPhone.
Yeah, okay, well, anyways. Fucking, I go to the Genius Bar, and as I'm sitting there, I hear my name called, and it's fucking him, the guy that I went on that date with and never called again, never went out with again, never even fucked. He plops next to me and he's like, so what's up with your computer? And I'm like, fuck, dude. That was the last time I saw him, right? That was like fucking several months ago. And then 4 nights ago, I'm at work. I'm like, how many jobs does this dude have? Because like,
once again, LA, he's got 2 jobs.
Like he works at the Genius Bar at the fucking Apple Store. And then now he's working with this catering company. I'm like, what the shit? But to run into him, dude, like twice since I ghosted on him, like intentionally ghosted on him.
I'm pretty sure he's gotten the point.
But that would only fucking happen to me, man. That would only fucking happen to me. Dude, like, and you know, it's funny because okay, so this other incident happened where I ran into a dude that I hooked up with one fucking time I hooked up with this dude when I used to live at my old pad. Last year, he lives in my building now.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, I told you about this. And so now I'm like, okay, and then I remember even before that, I went on a date with another dude, and as we were walking back from wherever it was that we were fucking at, I realized he lived in the building next to another guy that I was actually like, seeing on the regular. Because you know, there's guys that I fuck on the regular, and there are guys that I'm like, one time, that's it, I'm done. And I'm like, you guys live next door to each other, what the fuck? And then one of my friends was like, that's what happens when you fuck all of Hollywood. And I'm like,
Right? You gotta start fucking all of downtown, because then you can leave the neighborhood and come back to Hollywood.
Yeah, you know, that was my mistake. And then I stayed in Hollywood. So now I'm running into all these people, and I'm like, fucking damn it. Yeah.
You just gotta maybe fuck all at Silver Lake, move on to hipsters.
I feel like I've only ever fucked one hipster from Silver Lake. Just one.
See? Expand your horizons.
I guess maybe next time whenever I get, I kind of since have like deleted Tinder and Bumble and shit like that. But if I ever get back on there,
I wasn't going to say it if you weren't.
Yeah. I would have to like, I don't know, change my radius or I don't know.
Just, the Tinder Pro, you can set your zip code?
I was going to say, don't they do that? Don't they?
Yeah.
If you pay for it, you can, if I ever fucking re-download that shit, I'm probably going to have to fucking do that. I'm going to have to set it to like just the downtown area and then come to them so that I can fucking leave.
Oh, that's always my move. Like, if I'm hooking up, it's always my move to come to them.
Because it's easier for you to leave, right?
Exactly.
See, you'd think that I would fucking be smart enough to understand that, but ever since like dealing with fucking people that like if I think that it's worth it and I go out of my way to go see them and then I'm like, wow, why did I fucking drive all the way over here for this shit? Then I get fucking pissed off and I'm like, So then I kind of had this fucking rule of like, I don't travel for dick or pussy. And then I could just kick, but then you know what my problem was is trying to get them out.
Exactly.
One too many times dudes would I went on a date with this dude that the first guy, okay, here's a funny story. The first guy I ever met off of Bumble, this is a long ass time ago. The first guy I ever met off of Bumble, we ended up meeting up at one of my favorite spots in Hollywood, no vacancy, right?
Right.
Where we had some fucking drinks. I found out that he worked in video games, so of course I was like, ooh, video games, you know what I mean?
Sploosh.
Yeah, for sure. And in fact, I feel like I like to believe that I seduced him with video games because when we went back to my place, we didn't immediately. Okay, see, usually how I work, right, Matt? And I'm sure you fucking from my posts, you understand this already.
I've heard from the other room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you're hanging out with your roommates, like, oh, yep, Andy's home.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, that's right. So like, fucking, I work pretty fucking fast, but on this particular night, like. we kind of just it was like this whole like building rapport thing going on where I'm like, can we just skip all this shit? But anyways, I indulged for a little bit, but we ended up coming back to my place, and instead of jumping right to it, we played fucking Black Ops. We were playing fucking Call of Duty Black Ops, and then we fucking got down to business, and then it was not that great, and it was getting late, because we had already been hanging out for like a long fucking time, and at some point, like, he just crawls under the covers like he's gonna go to sleep, and I just kind of gave him this look. This was like the fucking moment in my life where I was like, I probably should just fucking start going to people's houses at this point. And I kind of just gave him this look, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I totally just invited myself to sleep over. And I just kind of looked at him. I'm like, this isn't a fucking hotel, bro. Like, get the fuck out. So
I don't blame you, and this is why I don't bring people back here. Like, I actually have to give a fuck about you for you to sleep in my bed.
That's true. You know what? I mean, to be fair, I would kick everybody out. I mean, as horrible as I may have been in doing that, I had my ways of working around that. Like, you gotta go. I have to get up early. Whatever, bullshit.
Well, I've done that shit too, but I also dated some crazy people who don't want to leave.
See, okay, yeah, girls are different.
Right. I can't physically remove you. If a dude didn't want to leave your place, you had 2 male roommates.
That's true, actually. And you know what's really oh my God, you know what was the greatest part about living with Anthony and Kyle is that it got to a point where every time I would bring a dude, or I would invite a dude over that I had never met before or whatever, or someone that I was just like brand new guy, whatever, if there was like any kind of hint that like nothing's gonna happen, like I want this guy out of here, I literally would use Kyle, mostly Kyle, to fucking help me get rid of them. I remember one time I invited a dude over and I just was not feeling it at all. I like highly regretted it the second that he fucking walked through the front door, and we'd already been drinking, so I kind of utilized that to my advantage. See,
normally in those situations, I regret them while I'm penetrating them.
Oh, God. Yeah, no. This one, I was like, why did I tell this guy to come over? What's wrong with me? So it gets better, though. So I start texting Kyle while this poor dude is, like, sitting on my couch. I'm like, Kyle, SOS. I'm like, I need your help to help me get rid of this dude. So
I'm actually amazed you guys didn't have verbal cues set up already. Like, just code words.
Actually, I'm trying to remember if we did. We're gonna have to have Kyle on here, and he can share some. Yeah,
he's got music to promote anyways.
Yeah, because I remembered this particular night, I texted Kyle, and I just started acting drunker than I was to the point where I passed out, and then Kyle goes, "Oh man, typical Cruz, dude. She's fucking passed out. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, she's been drinking, like, all night. I think you better go," or whatever. So he fucking Kyle picks me up, carries me to the room, and I'm sitting there waiting. Now, here's what's fucked up. Dude wouldn't initially leave right away. So when I'm in my room waiting, I'm like fucking not even fucking fucked up at all. And I hear the dude conversing with Kyle. They're like shooting the shit. I'm like, what are they fucking having a bromance out there? Like, what the hell? So finally I'm like texting Kyle, like, dude, get rid of this fucking dude. And so then eventually Kyle was like, well, I gotta go to bed, man, so you gotta go. And so he finally kicked him out. And then, but the funniest part is that as he's getting rid of this dude, I already had another dude on his way over to make up for that one. And I thought it was gonna take the guy longer because he was like, oh, I'm like 20 minutes away. I guess the dude got there faster than he thought. So when I hear the dude's voice in the living room and this other dude's texting me saying, hey, like, where do I park? I'm like, holy shit, that dude's already here. So they had to have crossed paths downstairs.
Thankfully, you live in an apartment, not a house.
True.
The one house we looked at when we were all looking to live together,
yeah,
that would have had so many exits, you still would have been.
I remember.
Fucking crazy
that
house.
place was weird. It had so many doors, like.
On one hand, it's like, oh, this has a beautiful, awesome backyard.
Yeah, that driveway was huge.
Right.
We could have had a party, parties.
Plenty of recording space.
Oh, dude, yeah, that place was legit. Weren't they like renovating it when we checked it out?
Yeah, but the whole like door. When I saw padlocks on drawers,
yeah,
I'm like, nope, this is weird.
That was kind of weird. Well, also there was too many exits too. Like that means too many entrances.
Oh no, I was too weirded out. I'm like, I can't live here. Before I moved into this place, my current roommate looked at some spots. He's like, oh, dude, I found a place that you'd have your own exit. I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't want a door to the exterior because that's an entrance directly into my space.
That was like my old bedroom.
Right, and I couldn't comfortably live there.
Yeah, because of that.
Yeah, like someone gets shot.
Oh man.
Dead serious, someone gets shot. Like someone would be rapping on my door, be like, "What the fuck?"
I loved having that that secret entrance.
Yeah, you bring people back.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I have a secret patio. Just come through.
Right? Like this is just the get that ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like, I don't want my roommates to see what I just brought home. No, I'm just kidding. That's only ever happened. Never.
That she remembers.
Well, because it's funny. Luckily my male friends, right? They help me out when they know what my tastes are, and if I'm really fucking wasted, they'll fucking pull me away and help me eject. I don't necessarily consider that cock blocking. I consider it more like, God, I need a word for this. Cock fixing? I don't know. Like,
well, it would only be cock blocking if you were hard up, like, oh, mama ain't got no dick in weeks.
yeah, hell no. No.
And I don't think that's happened since you've hit puberty. So
I'm always very fucking thankful when my homies are like, Cruz is really wasted and she would never fucking make out with that dude if she was sober, so let's get her out of here.
right, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But as I said, if you hadn't gotten any in, for whatever crazy reason, hadn't gotten any in a while, and they were like, well, that's below standards, but it's a slump buster.
I feel
slump
like
busters are definitely a thing.
Wait, what?
A slump buster.
A slump buster?
Yeah.
A slump buster.
Yeah, you're in a slump. You ain't got none in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go below your weight class.
Okay, I have to admit this though. So when I was living with Anthony and Kyle, there was a lot of different dudes and chicks that came through that fucking house in my room, anyways, and it got to the point where one of my good friends tried to challenge me on my radio show. She was my producer for my radio show. She tried to challenge me. She was like, I'm going to challenge you to 1 week with no sex. And she said, 1 week, no sex. And if you break, and she's like, I'll know if you break because, as we all know, anybody that's friends with me or follows my Facebook, I'm very public about my sexcapades, right?
Right.
So she was like, Cruz, I'll know if you fucking broke because you can't keep your damn mouth shut whenever you fucking hit gold or whatever you want to call it. And so they had a Deadpool going on me fucking seeing how long I would last without sex. And she said that if you fail, it's listener's choice for your punishment, like the people that listen to my radio show.
Was it down to the hour? Were people betting on the hour when you'd fuck up?
I don't remember, dude. I just remember.
Because I'd be like, day 2, midnight.
Yeah, no one gave specific times. It was just like, oh, I give her 1 day. Or if some people would be like, I give her 6 hours. You know what I mean? I only lasted 3 days.
Impressive. That's fucking impressive.
3 fucking days. And I was dying.
Did you run out of batteries?
No, it's just not the same.
I know it's not the same.
It's not the same. I tried though. I really genuinely tried. I mean, I used the fuck out of my Hitachi before it broke. But no, dude. And I remembered too what happened. I went to the Magic Castle with my friends. We went to dinner, and we went to No Vacancy. I fucking obviously love that place. I keep talking about it. Anyways, we went to No Vacancy because it's
they
right.
should fucking sponsor us.
They really should. They really should. Seriously. And I run into this dude that I kind of sort of dated on a date with some other chick, and I didn't even notice him at first. And then in my peripheral, I see tattoos because he's just covered in tattoos, and I fucking catch him looking at me, and then he starts whispering so fucking loud. I hear him telling the chick that he's on a date with, oh yeah, I used to date that chick. She's a porn star. And I'm like, why would you tell the girl that you're on a date with?
Because he's like, I'm going to try to make that threesome happen.
Yeah. And I was like, did he really just say what I think he said? Like, what the fuck? And I was going, day 3, no sex. I was like, this is fucking bullshit, And then I ended up fucking taking an Uber XL by mistake. By myself, I $60 to travel 1 mile, okay? Because I was drunk, and I fucking ended up hooking up with some dude somewhere in Hollywood, and...
I thought you just stole that dude from his girl.
Oh, so he ended up hitting me up after the fact, because we had stopped talking, obviously, and after seeing me, he texted me and was just like, hey, so how's it going or whatever? And I'm like, the fuck do you want? You know what I mean? He's like, fucking that chick that you saw me with, she sucks. And I'm like, I bet she does. And And he was like, no, not that kind of sucks. Like, I didn't fuck her. I was like, oh, really? And he's like, nope. And then I ended up fucking him a couple more times before I threw everything away.
See, do you go back for repeats? Like, I try to avoid not to, but occasionally I've been drunk and gone back to places I probably shouldn't.
Well, see, like, okay, I don't ever do repeats. That was my number one rule. I don't fucking do repeats. Like, this is what I do. I never fuck you more than once. If I fuck you twice, it means that you were good. If I fuck you more than twice, that means you're not only damn good, but you've reached booty call status. Because there's only, at any given time, like one or two people that I choose to see on the regular,
right,
you know? Nothing serious, just like, oh, it's my fucking side dick that I can fucking go to whenever I fucking feel like it if there's nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
I don't know shit about side dick. But
Yeah. But in this case with this dude, he was someone that I actually started dating for a while. Like, it was kind of weird, but he's the one that kind of ruined everything because he was so paranoid that I was fucking everything that moves.
If we don't got trust, you got nothing.
Exactly. I mean, I wonder why he thought that. Anyways, as I'm sitting here talking about like all these different dudes that I had when I was living with Anthony. Anyways,
if it was a discussion beforehand, be like, this is non-monogamous.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to be upset about. If he's not cool with that, then he should back the fuck away.
Yeah. The thing is, we were like only seeing each other. I was like spending the night a lot because he wanted me to, and then I realized when he finally came out with it, he's like, part of the reason why I like you staying with me all the time is because I can fucking watch you. Like, basically, he knows that I'm not with somebody else because I'm with him.
That's fucked up.
And I have that in a text. He sent that text to me. He was like, I'm not used to having someone like at my place because he's never lived with girlfriends before. And he was just like, I've never had someone stay with me as much as you do. And it was always because, and it wasn't because I was like, oh, let me spend the night. He would always ask me to. Like,
you want to do one of these, wrap his arms around you, like, oh, hey, girl. Like, he'd start cuddling and shit.
Dude, like, he would just be like, you want to watch a movie? You want to hang out? You should stay. Like, he would fucking try to find reasons to, like, get me to stay. Because, like, again, I fucking don't do the whole sleepover thing. But I was like, whatever, he and I actually, like, the sad part of this whole story is the fact that he and I actually meshed very well. It's just his fucking jealousy and insecurity is what fucking initially just
No, and
killed
that's
everything.
what fucks things up.
Yeah.
If he wanted to be monogamous with you, he should have just been like, hey, I think we got a good thing here going. The words.
Yeah.
I think we got a good thing going. I'd like to make it exclusive. And if you said no, then he should have been like deuces. Because you weren't meeting his needs at that point.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been. If he was too afraid to tell you what his needs were and that he was afraid to walk away when you weren't meeting him.
Yeah. See, that was what was funny because when he and I first started dating, he was like, I've never had a girlfriend before, not since high school. Like, I guess he doesn't use, he doesn't like putting titles on things and stuff like that.
That's certainly a sign of a scumbag.
The funny part is, this is what's funnier, is that he said this to me, like, I fucking haven't had a girlfriend since high school. I don't do the whole girlfriend-boyfriend thing. But then the more we started hanging out with each other, like, I remember specifically this conversation that we had. Someone had hit me up or whatever, and he's like, well, you better tell that dude that you have a boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, really? I have a boyfriend now. So he pulled one of those on me, like, oh, I don't put titles on shit, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like, you better tell that dude you have a boyfriend. I'm like, really? Since when?
Right. This is fucking news to me.
Dude, did we have this conversation? Like, what? So,
The biggest piece of advice I can give to anybody is tell people what your expectations are, and if it's a deal breaker for you, if they're not willing to meet them, then let it be a deal breaker.
Exactly. Or if you were someone that used to be a certain way, like in this case, he claims, I don't do the boyfriend girlfriend thing, blah, blah. And just like the whole thing of like, I don't have girls spend the night like as much as I do with you, whatever. If it's okay to get the feels, but don't like try to make it look like something that it's not. Like, don't try to act one way and then, but,
right.
No
one's a fucking mind reader.
Exactly.
No, I'm the first to fucking admit I am slow to commit guy. I'm totally slow to commit guy. I will not say I don't commit. I do believe in monogamy.
Right.
But I'm slow to commit guy.
Now, contrary to popular belief, Cruz here, that would be me.
Wait, that's not me?
Yeah. As I speak in the third person. But a lot of people, even guys that I've dated, just perfect example, the guy that we're talking about right now, like he did not believe that I could be loyal, for one, or much less be monogamous. And a lot of people think that about me because
and if he truly believed that and that was a problem for him, he should have walked away.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, just for the record, I am fully capable of being loyal. Even though I've been in, the majority of my relationships have been open or poly or whatever you want to fucking title it. I am fully capable of being monogamous, and I'm an extremely loyal person. And a lot of people don't believe that because they're like, God, you're such a slut, Cruz. And trust me, I'm the first person to admit that I am a fucking slut. However, when it comes,
you're just getting yours.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to relationships, if there's a understanding that, hey, this is a relationship, and whatever discussion we may have with what type of relationship it might be, I am always 100% loyal. And yes, I am capable of being monogamous as well.
Hey, whatever the set ground rules for people are. I still date people that are actively performing. I know it's a job.
Yeah, you see, you understand. Some people don't.
I've been around for a minute.
It's so hard for me to date. Oh my God. It really is. Like,
it's crazy. I can only imagine how hard it is for you. It's hard for me. I've had girls just see my Instagram like, are you involved with the adult industry? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not a performer. I have no desire to be a performer. I've never been a performer. And then them still be like, deuces.
Yeah, because it's just the association, right? Yeah. Like, oh, you're associated with porn.
Well, I had one girl be like, oh, I've dated dudes in the industry before, and just, that's not where I want to be.
Wow.
Like, you're lost, lady.
Yeah, dude.
Do totally get discriminated against.
Yeah. Okay, you want to know what my number one problem is? It's not so much discrimination. It's, oh my God. When I was active on like all these dating apps and shit, right? It didn't matter if it was Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, fucking okay, whatever. All the what is it? ChristianSingles.com? No, I'm just kidding.
The Soul Swipe for the brothers.
Is that what that is? Really? Soul Swipe?
Yeah.
Wow. There's probably something out there called YellowFever.com or some shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's not porn. It's like a dating site for like people don't want Asians. Anyways.
Oh, dude. I got a targeted ad on Facebook like, meet Japanese women. I'm like, fuck.
Really? Yeah, there's a different site for everybody, it seems like now. But my problem with being active on any dating site is no matter how many profiles I made under my real name, right? No matter how many, all those profiles, I used personal photos, not fucking, here's a picture of me at kink.com, for example, you know what I mean? Like, I only ever used personal photos that I fucking took with my cell phone, you know what I mean? Candid shots, whatever you want to call it. It didn't matter how many personal photos I put or my real name, any of that shit. Every single time someone would message me, the majority of the messages would be people calling me out, saying you stole these pictures from Annie Cruz, or people questioning me, like, is this Annie Cruz? Is this like your code name or something? You know what I mean? Like,
you should have just done it under the pro name.
I did. Okay, so I did a whole thing, right? I did Tinder. This is my problem. I did Tinder under my real name and under my stage name, right? Problem with and I still use personal photos, by the way, when I went under Annie. And I think on Bumble I went under Annie as well because of this. On Tinder, when I went under Annie, everybody was all like, why would Annie Cruz be on Tinder? Like, you know what I mean? And there's nothing on there that says I'm Annie Cruz, because, it doesn't say the last name. It just says Annie,
Right.
And people would be like, why would Annie Cruz be on fucking Tinder? Like,
I totally should have done the fucking ransom photo like you with today's newspaper.
No, actually, this fucking dude, I remembered the only reason why, like when I'm on Tinder and Bumble, I'm usually like there to be like, let's meet up right now. None of this fucking, let's meet up on Saturday. When I'm swiping at midnight, you all know what my intentions are if I'm swiping at fucking 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And so with this guy, he lived far away. I don't know how the fuck, given how many, I think I might have changed the distance, or maybe
he did.
Actually, he might have been in my area or some shit.
Or he changed his radius to fucking huge.
Actually, that's true too. That's a good point. So I find out that he lives like a good hour drive from LA. So I'm like, I'm not gonna travel for dick, okay? So we just we exchanged numbers and we texted back and forth. One morning, it's like 8 in the fucking morning, right? I wake up. I have no makeup on. I literally just fucking woke up. And I wake up to this text from this dude because he was at work. That's why, I mean, hello. I don't have a 9 to 5. So
Right.
this dude's at work and he's texting me, my friends find it hard to believe that this is really Annie Cruz. And then something just set me off. I think because of all the people that message me every day that fucking would question me, I was like, FaceTime me right now, motherfucker. No makeup on, just woke up. He FaceTimes me and he's like, oh my God, it's really fucking you. And then I hung up. Because I was like, yeah, it's fucking me. And I hung up. And then we started texting back and forth. And then we eventually ended up meeting up at some point. He came to Hollywood. But that was the kind of shit that I dealt with. People being like, why would Annie be on here? She could have any dude she wants. I'm like, I'm fucking human, dude. Like, I meet people. Because a lot of people I think people think being on any of these dating sites is being synonymous with like, I don't want to use the word loser, but like a lot of people tend to think if you're on there, you can't meet people in real life.
Well, I also think a lot of fans and just regular dudes think if you're in the industry, you're constantly having sex. Why would you need off-screen sex?
Right.
And
but
they're two separate fucking things.
It's true, but my main thing was people saying the same variation of this sentence, and that was, I find it hard to believe you can't find dudes not on the internet. So like, and I'm like, I meet people everywhere all the time. I meet people at the bar, at the grocery store, at the coffee shop. I meet people in real life, but I also happen to meet people on the internet because I'm fucking human. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm expanding because I may not meet the dude that lives an hour away.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there. Look, what you should have done is hit up Tinder for that check mark because they do verified now.
Wait, they do verifications now?
Yep.
Oh my God, I need to go back on there just for that.
Hey, there's my check mark. Annie motherfucking Cruz.
See, and like, but let's be honest here though. I think not the majority. I think one of the main reasons why I did it was because it's fucking fun. Come on, like, it's like a game. You swipe, oh, okay, I got another match.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an addiction.
I'm the worst window shopper. I match with people. I'm like, oh, she was pretty. She has no profile. I have nothing to say here.
When I was active on there, I would literally be in bed if I wasn't doing shit or if I hadn't just finished hooking up with someone. I would literally be in bed swiping away while watching fucking Archer on Netflix or some shit. Oh my God! And now Matt is on Tinder swiping. Who dat?
I don't know. Sure, let's do that.
Oh, you're like on the stream. Oh, we're on real time right now. Okay.
I know this is super fun for an audio format. I'm going to stop swiping on air.
Okay. You know what's really funny? I feel like, are you one of these? Okay, Matt, you're a guy, so I have to.
Mom, after 36 years, I found out I'm finally a man.
Well, no, I have to ask you this. When you're swiping, right? Like just now, the only reason I'm asking this is
I'm shallow as fuck.
Okay, because every dude, they've made a lot of like videos of this just to fucking make a point because it's, it's just a thing. Guys typically, at least the ones that I'm friends with or the ones that I've dated, they literally take their phone and they just swipe right to everybody, right? They'll swipe right to everybody, they don't give a fuck, and then whoever they match with, they go through all the matches and then they go and see if there's anybody that they want to fucking talk to.
I used to do that, and then when Tinder started implementing daily limits, I'm like, I guess I'll actually pay attention to who I'm actually swiping on.
There's limits.
If you're not paying for it, yeah.
Oh my God, they've made wow, they're trying to make that money, aren't they?
Right, so I was like, okay, now that I actually have a limit on how many people, and I also look because you can super like people, and it's like, oh, hey, you're kind of...
True, I will say I did like the super like thing, because then I'd be like, who's this? Alrighty then.
If you're hot and have mutual friends with me, I will totally super like you.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it shows mutual friends.
It's like, oh, hey, 4 mutual friends and you're hot, super like.
It's really funny because Andy Sandemus, she had messaged me a screenshot of a message between her and some dude that I guess she met up with first from Tinder, and he and I had matched, and he had messaged her saying, yo, so do you know this chick? Da, 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 da. And then she starts, it was so funny because at this point, I had already like deleted it. But for some reason, we just had this conversation or whatever. And she starts trying to get me to like hook up with his brother. She's like, he's kind of meh, but if you hook up with his brother, he's got a big dick. And I was like, well, alrighty then, Andy.
Oh, Sandingus.
It's so funny. I was like, yeah, like I said, you find Eskimo sisters and brothers everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about like how many famous people I have Eskimo brothers with.
Yeah, like how many degrees of separation between everybody. I always think about that like,
this shit happens. It's Hollywood.
It's true.
Even without the porn thing.
Sometimes you see like actors, not like big name actors, right? But like actors that have done like small things here and there or whatever, even like, you know, some musicians or whatever that like indie, whatever. Because I remembered when I first joined Tinder, I noticed, and then I was like, wait, is this person for real? And then the more I started swiping and the more I started realizing, oh my God, there's some people on this shit that are, I mean, again, how people feel about Annie Cruz being on fucking Tinder is how I feel about seeing these actors on there. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're just human. They're just trying to get theirs. Yo.
Right, they're trying to get theirs. That's why they implemented the checkpoint, the check mark.
That's awesome. But also...
I'm verified on Tinder, motherfucker.
Like, could you imagine being like a famous celebrity being on there and then having a check mark and you can't deny it? Like, oh yeah, that's totally
they have Raya for that shit. Raya, whatever.
Oh wait, yeah.
The famous people's app.
Is that what it is?
So you have to be approved by committee to get on Raya.
Really? That I did not know.
Like you have to be either so famous or so hot.
So famous or so hot.
Generally, the chicks are the hot part.
Makeup on.
The dudes.
Yeah, the dudes.
It's like Instagram models and actors.
Wow.
I have the app. I haven't had the balls to try to apply because I'm neither.
I don't think I've ever seen this app before now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't know if I deleted it from my phone or not.
Raya.
Yeah.
And now as everybody's listening, they're going to go on their phones and they're going to look it up, just like what we're doing right now.
I may have deleted it because I'm like, I'm never getting... Oh, there it is. Cruz.
What? Oh, what is that?
That's right.
Oh, a private global community. Right.
You get an application.
So you have to fill out an application.
They need your Instagram before...
Oh my God. Okay.
I think it should be a goal just to get you on there just for the comedy of it.
I really... Now I kind of want to like spruce up my Insta. And I mean, I have a lot of followers on there. It's not 100,000, but it's a lot.
You know, a lot of... And whatever, there's a lot of sexy photos of you on there.
There's some actors that follow me on there. I should be like, hey, can you see the mutual... No, I'm just kidding. No, I should probably... I kind of want to do that now just to see if I can get on it. Well, it's for research. It's for research.
It's for part of the show.
It's for part of the show. I mean,
just match with dudes and be like, hey, come on my podcast.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm really tempted to go back on Tinder and Bumble. Well, okay, so Bumble has BFF, right? Bumble BFF, where you can like switch it to where you're looking for friends or whatever. And
that's the saddest shit ever, by the way.
Well, okay, no. I re-downloaded the app just to see, because you know, if you don't delete it, all your shit's still there. People can still message you and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So I turned it back on and I forgot that I was logged in as just only searching for BFFs, and I have like over 50 because it says 50 plus fucking matches with all these potential BFFs of chicks that are like, you're so interesting, like we should be friends. Because some of them hit me up on Instagram because I had my Instagram linked on there, you know, like, oh, I found you on BFF, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, blah blah. But that only happened to me twice and I completely forgot about it. Re-download the app a couple nights ago and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of bitches on here that want to be my friend, but some of them are hot. I'm like, let's see who of these are real.
Completely in favor of this.
Yeah, I'm like, I should like fucking go through all those messages and be like, hey.
Hey, if you find some slutty BFFs, your co-host too.
I mean, you know, exactly. I'd be like, hey, so I got this guy, his name's Matt Slayer, and I think you would love him. And then
he brings booze.
And then I'm a matchmaker. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I kind of do anyways.
Hey, I proved on Wednesday I can do a respectful date. That was like the first respectful date.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I took her out for dinner. I paid for dinner. Mm-hmm. Like, peck on the lips, that was it.
See, okay.
In hindsight, I was like, maybe I was a little too respectful. It's always a weird balance. It's like, well, I legitimately like this girl, so I'm not like trying to just, hit it and quit it.
Right.
So I'm going to be respectful, but I'm like, I may have been a little too respectful. Mm-hmm. But the initial feedback, like, after the date, where she's like, smiley face, like, oh, yeah, I'll text you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that worked. Honestly, I think where I fucked myself, and I don't even feel bad about this, was over dinner we were discussing like music, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like Leonard Cohen. And she's like, who's that? And I explained it a little bit. When we were texting after dinner, when we were both at home, I shot her a link to a Leonard Cohen video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was Hallelujah. Like, this is a big hit. Without explaining it. I think she may have gotten weirded out that I texted her a video for Hallelujah. Like, no, girl, I'm not that thirsty. We were talking about this fucking artist.
Yeah. And she probably didn't put two and two together.
And if she didn't put two and two together, deuces.
Yeah.
Like
Misreading. Like, wait, what is this?
If you're gonna not even bother to be like, the fuck?
Yeah. Or like, what is this? Why are you sending this to me? Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about this artist an hour ago.
Because if she would have said something and genuinely didn't understand why and was like, like, what is this? You could have been like, dude, this is the band I was telling you about.
Right. This is the artist we were just talking about at dinner.
Yeah.
And
probably just went over her head.
And she just assumed that, like, that's fucking weird. I'm out. I'm like, okay, be out. I had a good dinner. I had a good time. I enjoyed the days. But be out then.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a date that I went on where the guy was too gentleman-like. Oh my God. Okay. So, I've been known to shit where I eat a lot.
You? Never. I'm totally expecting, like, you just bring a dude to a recording. Like, just like...
Dude, could you imagine? I bet you fucking $1. I could probably, no, I bet you, no. Yeah.
No, don't bring a dude to my house, please. Don't.
No, I'm not going to. I was simply saying, I probably could find 1 or 10 that would be willing to fucking, but no, we're not going to do that. I would not.
Wait till we move to a studio.
I would not want to do that. That would be fucking weird. So, tell us, what did you think? Okay. So, I remember it was one of those nights, rainy nights. I was at home. I was fucking swiping away, and I remembered specifically because it was late at night. I remembered the bars were going to close soon. It was like midnight, And there's this dude who starts talking to me, and he was like a little bit older, right? But he was fucking good looking. So I was like, oh, he's a good looking fucking for an older dude. Pretty sure he was lying about his age on the app because he said he was 35, but I'm pretty sure he was older. And but he was
could have been some hard fucking miles.
But he was fucking good looking. So I was like, whatever. So we chatted up a little bit, and I was more interested in like, hey, come over, I come over, whatever. And he was like half a mile away, it said. Because I think it's not like to the actual.
It's not science.
Because this motherfucker lives across the street from me. Like lived across the street from me and where I used to live.
Holy shit.
So like I'm looking to just, hey, like, either you come to me, I come to you. And he, of course, was like, can we just like meet up for drinks first? Like, do you want to go down with me to, what's that fucking bar, by Bordner's? Bordner's. Yeah, Bordner's. Yeah. So he was like, I can come swoop you in an Uber or whatever. And lo and behold, as we're both coming outside of our fucking apartments, I see him across the fucking street. And I'm like, and he's like, oh shit, you live right there. I live right here. And I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
I mean, I had already fucked my own landlord who lived on the fucking first floor for me, but this one I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get in the Uber, we go all the way to the bar. Now, there's one thing I teach when I'm a dating coach, and that's like, the element of touch, the importance of physical escalation and touch. Yeah. Because you want, and this goes for both men and women, not just men, not just women, right? Like both, because I teach that, I myself, I consciously do it when I'm out with someone to let them know that I'm like totally into them. It can be anything as like subtle as like a fucking
arm squeeze,
like if I'm laughing and I shove him playfully, or any kind of, it doesn't matter what kind of, I don't mean anything sexual. It could be sexual if you want to take it there, but just touching in general, right? So I always consciously do that to let the guy know subconsciously, like, hey, I'm totally into feeling it. Yeah. Even though I'm fully capable of being like, hey, let's fucking go back to my list. But if I want to like, kind of flirt it up a little bit, that's what I do.
Hey, as a dude, we appreciate that shit.
Exactly. And so ladies, if you're listening, you should fucking definitely let a guy know by just fucking playful touch. And guys, same to you, because then you're going to get friend zoned if you don't fucking do that shit. So in this case, there was just no chemistry. Like, he's a good looking dude, but when you're not vibing with someone, you're just not fucking vibing with someone. So we're sitting there at the bar. My body language is facing the bar. I'm not turning to him. I'm not touching him. But I'm doing it all intentionally because I'm like not trying to give him the wrong signals. And the dude totally fucking called me out, right? So we're sitting there, and somehow we get on the topic of my radio show, which of course I tell him is sex talk radio, and we start talking about sex, and he just looks at me and he goes, I'm not getting any sexual vibes from you at all. And I just kind of look at him like wide-eyed, like, excuse me? Because, I always get the opposite reaction, you know what I mean? A lot of people always fucking tell me like you have this sexual energy, you know what I mean?
Well, they're just projecting what they want.
Yeah. And so with him, he could totally read me clear as day, which, I mean, obviously that's what I was fucking projecting on purpose, right? But I didn't expect him to call me out on it. So he's just like, you haven't touched me once, is what he said. He's like, you haven't touched me once since we've sat down. And I'm like, fuck.
Old man, no fucks.
Yeah. But
that's what I love about getting older. Less and less fucks I give.
But here's the spoiler alert, okay? Here's the plot twist. I still fuck the dude, but...
Just probably because he called you out.
No. It's not because he called me out. So when we were sitting there, I was trying to do my best not to talk about porn. I didn't want to talk about porn. I didn't want to talk about, So once we started getting on the topic of my radio show being about sex, he starts asking me, so how did you land that? And I'm like, here's the fucking conversation. And then somehow porn, I didn't even tell him that it was because of porn. But then he mentioned something about porn, which then like put me in a spot where I was like, I'm not going to lie. So I came clean. And then the dude went from being he was like very gentleman-like, very, almost too gentleman-like opening. I mean, I believe in chivalry and all that shit, but it was almost like too much. You know what I mean? Where I was like, this guy's trying too hard.
Did that shit last week.
Yeah, well, I feel like this dude was way worse. I was just like, damn, dude.
Oh, no, I've given you all the examples. I'll tell you off air how bad I was.
Oh, God, okay.
It's the nicest I've been to a woman in recent memory.
Oh, my God.
It's like, you know what? She's a performer. She's probably used to fucking idiots.
Right,
so I'm going to buy dinner. I'm going to hold some doors. I tried to pull a chair out for her.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was like this dude. Yeah.
I'm going to do polar opposite and still be understanding about the fact that you have a scene tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fuck, I didn't mean to derail you.
No. Go ahead.
We finished up dinner. I'm like, oh, let's bounce to another bar. She's like, I do have an early call time tomorrow. I'm like, oh, cool then. We'll call it.
Yeah. No, so see, in this case, he calls me out. Then we start talking further about sex, and then porn comes up, and then it kind of put me in I can't even, honestly, I'd have to listen back to my radio show when I talk about this because this is a long time ago, and I actually explained what segued into that conversation, but somehow he got me to admit that I worked in porn, and all of a sudden...
Do you think he already knew?
See, all my friends that I've told this story to... they think that he was playing me the whole time and knew and was waiting for the okay, like a signal, And I think when I finally admitted it was his signal, because as soon as he found out, after I admitted it, right, his demeanor went from total gentleman-like to fucking just complete fucking, he did a fucking 180, dude. He just was very, I don't want to take it as far as saying he dehumanized me. A lot of guys that I've met on social, all the dating sites, some of them have been quick to dehumanize me because of the fact that I've done porn. I don't know if I want to use that term to describe how he changed his demeanor, but he definitely went from being gentleman-like to just, fucking, game on.
Blood in the water.
Yeah. And all my friends that I've told this story to, they're like, dude, I'm pretty fucking sure he knew who you were. He was just waiting for the okay.
No. As a dude, I don't think he did. Because why would you play coy until you admitted it? Why not? If he knew who you were, why not just go for it off the bat? If in his mind that because you're a performer, because you're a porn star, you're easy game.
Yeah.
Why put in that much effort?
Well, okay, I will say this. The guy that I was talking about that I ran into that was on a date, and he's like, oh, I dated that chick, whatever, and he had we were dating for a while, and he had the one that, I don't put a title on it.
Yeah.
We'll call him Ramstein, because that was my nickname for him on my radio show. But anyways, so Ramstein, right? He fucking, I met him on Bumble, and usually guys, they'll either tell me right from the beginning in message, in the app itself, not even till we exchange numbers, they'll tell me in the app itself they know who I am, right? While others will wait till we meet in person, they'll tell me. In this case, this fool took me out on a fucking nice-ass date, was very, picked me up, very gentleman-like, fancy restaurant, total fucking classy shit. And as we're sitting there, and he was very classy about the way he admitted he knew who I was. We're sitting there, we're just chatting, whatever. I have no fucking idea he knows who I am. And he looks at me and he's in the middle of our dinner. He says, so I have to say, your reputation precedes you, Miss Cruz. And I'm like, excuse me? What? And he's like, I've been a fan of yours since I was this tall. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, was he younger than you too?
No, he's older than me, but he, I think when he was saying, so...
Late growth spurt?
No. I started in the business when I was 18, which means he was 20, 21 or something. So I think that's what he meant by that. Because he's older now. He's like 35, 36. But yeah, he was like, yeah, I've been a fan of yours since I was fucking this big or whatever. And I'm like, how old are you? And then anyways. But yeah, he was a perfect example of someone that was like, I'm not going to be weird about it. And then even after admitting it, he wasn't weird about it at all.
Right. That's the point I was trying to make.
Oh, yeah.
Because dude changed his demeanor.
Yeah. You're right, actually. See, because I when that happened, I was like, no, I think this dude thought it was okay to treat me a certain way after he found out.
Right, exactly. He smelled blood in the water. He's like, oh, porn star, you like to fuck.
Yeah. And then I ended up fucking... Well, this is... Okay, so in my defense...
And you do, so...
Well, exactly, because this is what happened. So we get back in the Uber, because we both live across the street from each other, right? And no joke, we pull up on the street, and... I'm walking in my direction to my apartment. He's walking in his, or he's trying to get me to come back with him. So I'm walking in my direction to my apartment. And he's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I have to go walk my dog. And he's like, no, come to my house and fucking have some whiskey with me. And you know how I am with whiskey, right? Hello. Not. Anyways. So fucking, I come with him to his apartment. We do a shot. And now he's trying to fucking, he's a little drunk, so now he's like feeling a little bit more confident to
Right, he's got that liquid courage.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite kind.
Yeah. So we start making out in his kitchen. We're making it. It was like a really bad scene from a rom-com, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
is it some Red Shoe Diary shit?
No, dude, okay, so like we do a shot of whiskey, and then I'm trying to get the fuck out of there, and then... He just starts making out with me in the fucking dining room. And then now he's leading me as our lips are locked down the hallway, taking off clothes. Like, just, what do you know, like the cheesy fucking rom-coms where they're like making out and clothes they're like, fumbling to get the clothes off.
Fucking shit gets taken off.
In the hallway, and they're knocking into the picture frames in the hallway, and then they're just trying to get to the bedroom. That is exactly what fucking happened. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So we're making out. We're waddling our way through the fucking hallway to his bedroom. And then I was pleasantly surprised when he took his pants off. I was like, damn, dude, you've got a big dick. Like, was not expecting the monstrosity that came out of his pants with that guy. I was like, what the fuck? And he was so wasted that, like, we finished, right? And he was already, like, passing out. Like, that's how fucked up he was. And I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. So I'm like slowly trying to get my clothes that are like in the hallway and shit. And as he's coming, in and out of consciousness, right? Like in his bed, he's like, no, you should totally stay. We'll have breakfast in the morning. And I'm like, I have to go walk my dog. So
right. My dog is probably shit on the floor.
I was like, I have to go walk my dog. It's like fucking 2 a.m. Okay. I'm like, I have to go walk my dog. So I like throw my clothes on. I run in the rain. I go back home. And then this French model fucking comes over. And then we fuck, and that's a whole different story in itself. We ended up fucking, he comes like 8 times, spends the night.
Oh, when you said French model, I was thinking female.
Oh yeah, no. I'm trying to think if I had any model chicks over when I was living there. I picked up a lesbian from a gay bar once, and I passed out on her actually.
Womp womp.
I will. To be fair, I did fuck the shit out of her. I used a strap on. I used everything. And remember how I told you in the beginning of the show how poor Kyle, I would always tell him like, hey, let's just all those times we passed out because there was
Did you
times.
fall asleep inside a girl?
So I fucked the shit out of her, and before she could reciprocate, I went into the kitchen to do another shot of whiskey, and I passed out in the fetal position on the fucking couch. And that's
With the strap-on still on?
No, I don't think so, because it was on the floor when I woke up the next morning. But Kyle...
Taking it off in your sleep.
I could have, and Kyle might be afraid to admit whether or not I had it on when he picked me up, because Kyle was responsible for picking me up off the couch and tucking me into bed.
Because that'd be a hilarious visual, is like you in a fetal position with just a strap-on on.
Yeah.
Passed out in the kitchen.
I mean, I would hope that someone would fucking take a photo of that if that was the case, but...
If I lived with you, oh yeah. That would have totally...
Dude, yeah.
Like, the next one would be like, look what the fuck you did!
Yeah. So, poor Kyle, he's had to fucking deal with carrying my drug. But it was funny because... As drunk as I was, I mean, I know we had a good time, and then the next, even though she didn't get to reciprocate or whatever, because Kyle was like, she's done. Like I did that one last shot of whiskey in the kitchen, From what I was told, because this part of my memory is fuzzy, we were fooling around, like still going at it, and I just zipped into the kitchen naked and was like, let's do another shot. And I did another shot, and that's what did me in. And then,
I hate that.
Yeah, and I just crawled into the fucking... And so she texted me the next morning saying, thank you for blowing my mind in bed last night. And I was like, what? So... I have to say, when a girl that, dates women, fucks women, says that to moi, who fucks men and women, I take that as a very big compliment.
As you should. Hell, if anyone tells you that, it should be a fucking compliment.
Yeah. Because I felt kind of bad, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I fell asleep on her. Not that I have a dick, you know what I mean? But
hey, you got the job done.
I got the job done, and then the only thing was she didn't get to, I think Anthony was trying to get all up in it, and then...
As Anthony does.
And then, and then she's like, we have to wake her up. We have to wake her up. And then Kyle was like, she's not waking up. He's like, she's gone. Like, we're just going to have to, deal.
I just had a vision of, like, a pro wrestling match where, like, the tag team partner's unconscious, and, like, they're slapping the limp hand.
Oh, my God.
That's what Anthony was trying to do. He's like, Cruz!
Lifting my limp wrist up in the air. Like, look, she tagged me, and I'm coming in. I'm coming in,
hot girl.
Yeah. Damn, man. There's so many memories in that fucking place.
I often am thankful and regret that I didn't move in with you guys.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's like, it would have been a good time if you lived with us, but then at the same time, you might have been like, what the fuck?
I don't think I would have been like, what the fuck, but I also value my privacy.
No, and that's understandable. Understandably so.
And that's what would have been my problem. It's like, there's too many weird people in my house. I'm freaking out. This ain't cool. Too many weird people in my house.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of weird people in the house.
I was one of the weird people in your house.
Shit.
I've done some scandalous shit in your old place.
Memories.
Right? I need to pop over there and do some more scandalous shit.
Dude, we should have like a reunion. Because last time I talked to Kyle and Anthony, I was like, you guys, we need to have like a reunion of our roommate bonding. # roommate bonding. I miss those times. So good.
What, they have some 20-year-old living in one of the rooms now?
Is she 20? I don't know. I met her. She seems nice, but I don't know. I don't know.
She was young.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Corruptible.
Right.
That's what I call corruptible. Oh, my God.
I don't know. I haven't met her. Is she worth corrupting? I'll say that's a no.
Yeah.
That's very unlike those two. You'd think they would, find someone young and pretty to move in.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't met her. I don't know if she's ugly.
I can't remember what she looks like now.
Well.
Which probably means, because if she was hot, I would have remembered that. Anyways. Okay.
So what you're saying is I need to get really drunk and make a mistake.
Probably. I'm curious because it's not like they've done any like excursions with her, right? Like they haven't gone out.
Not at all. Like,
so I wonder if she's just living there. Like, I'm just living here.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
pretty much.
They might as well have given her your old room so they don't actually see her.
Oh yeah, because she shares a bathroom with Anthony now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Kyle has your old room.
Yep, I remember. He was like, I want that sliding door so I could sneak bitches in here. So
he can slide his fat white women in.
You said it, not me, but yeah, true. He even said it.
You confirmed it though. It's just fucking bad. Hey, no hate, brother. We've all been there.
Oh, Kyle, we love you. Oh my God. Oh, man.
It's all pink in the middle.
True. What's that joke that like all pussies the same? They're all pink on the inside. Yes.
Yeah, all pussy is not the same.
Also true.
I don't know. There's just some point of pride of waking up to someone who's sexy. Like oh shit, I did that.
That's true. But I think in Kyle's defense, he's like too nice because he said it himself too. Like I remember one time he woke up with regret and he was just like, I didn't want to be mean. I'm like, dude, you could easily just be like, you have to go.
Yeah, see, I'm not about being mean. Just sometimes when I'm drunk, I want to masturbate inside someone.
True.
That's essentially what's happening when like I bring someone low standard home. Like, I'm probably shouldn't admit this on air, but whatever. It's too late. It literally like I'm just trying to get off, and you're better than my hand.
See, in situations like that with me, that's when I would have somebody else come over afterwards to make up for it. So I'm sorry for some of you guys listening. You might have been the victim of sloppy seconds. You're
not Everest. No one's planting a flag.
It's so true, though. Oh my God. They're just a perfect example is the story I just shared. The fucking good-looking older dude, you know, we fucked really quick. I mean, he was wasted by the time we got down to business. But when I left, I had a fucking other dude come over and make up for it. And yeah, I did that quite a few times.
And if you want to hear a depressing fact?
Oh, God.
The average woman has 4 partners in her lifetime.
Oh, I know. With men, it's
7.
7. Mm-hmm. With men, it's 7. With women, it's 4. Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. Who's fuck? Like, I guess the high school sweethearts are fucking up that average.
I had this conversation with somebody. So, okay, let me start over. So I was having this conversation with somebody about the statistics of how the average partners that women have is 4, men 7. And he was like, how is that even possible, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if women are only sleeping around with at most 4, how is it that men are, you know what I mean? And you were just saying the whole thing about, like, high school sweethearts ruining whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like the high school sweethearts that are like, yeah, 1 partner done.
Yep.
They gotta fuck up the average because I know I was more than... I don't even know how many partners I've had at this point. And I've never been a performer.
I know how many I had when I started porn.
The last year I kept track of it because I was kind of amused. I had 14 partners in 2014. So this is like 14 and 14.
Oh, so you remember the number.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the only reason I remember that.
Okay, so maybe I have to bring back my fuck list because when I was in college, there was this fun game. I had a sex problem when I was in college. My friends had intervention and everything.
That's a problem? It didn't kill you.
No, it didn't kill me, but I was doing a lot of fucking very risky shit. Like, and when I say risky shit, because...
Pregnancy scares?
Now, let me rephrase this whole thing, because it sounds like I'm talking about, like, something worse than what it is.
Right, like, did you have multiple abortions?
No, so when I was in college, I literally would fuck anything, and when I say anything, anything. And I would meet these people. This is back in a time before iPhones, before smartphones, before fucking Tinder, Bumble, all that shit. This is back in the day... We're talking 2003, 2002, 2003. This is back in the day of AOL chat rooms, Yahoo chat, okay?
I remember that shit.
Yeah, dude. I think Match.com was around back then, but it was...
OkCupid probably was too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Match.com, because I remember being on there. But I would meet people in these chat rooms, and I would meet with them in person, even if they didn't have a photo. That's how bad. And I would skip classes. I had a legitimate problem. Sex was like a game for me. And when I didn't get any, I would get pissed off. Like, what the fuck? This, like...
Trying to get that high score?
Yeah, dude. And it got to the point where... This is like my coming-of-age story, anyways.
How Annie got into porn.
No, my origins, like, fuck, if we're talking about comic books, like, this is the Cruz origins. No, like, long story short... because I'm sure we'll touch this subject another day.
I'm sure.
Because there's a whole thing to it. But this fireman, he was, like... 34 years old. I was like 17 or 18. He's over in our dorms. We're hanging out. We're partying and stuff. And my roommate at the time, because I lived in the dorms, she loved watching me whenever I would fuck around with my partners and stuff.
Where's she now?
She was a voyeur.
She sounds like a fun girl.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck happened to her, but she was a voyeur. She was actually the first girl I ever had sex with too, because she wanted to jump in, and then she freaked out on me and thought that she was gonna like get STDs from me going down on her and all this shit. It was really fucking hilarious, actually. She was very paranoid, but because regret, the whole regret thing.
Right.
So, long story short, they're trying to coax me to fuck this fireman. He was hot in my fucking door, and of course we're like having a party in our dorm, so he wasn't comfortable with that, even though I was totally game. He's like, let's go back to my place. So we go back to his place. And I can't get the dude hard at all. Oh. And he starts to freak out, and he says, I'm so sorry, but you intimidate the shit out of me. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you scare the shit out of me. He's like, I've never met a woman that's like so like forward, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like go for it kind of fucking girl. And I'm like, this dude's 34 years old. How has he not been with a chick that's like
Sexually aggressive?
Yeah. So it freaked him the fuck out that I was fucking aggressive like that. So like,
I think that shit's rad.
yeah, dude. So
But take out the fucking guesswork.
yeah, man. So it freaked him out. He takes me back to the dorm. Now the party's died down. All that's left is my best friend at the time, my college best friend, and then my roommate. And they're all trying to get details out of me, like, so how did it go? How did it go? And I'm pissed off. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm like, dude, fucking couldn't get hard. Oh my God. I'm like angry that I didn't get laid. So then they sat down and then the intervention happened and they told me, we're concerned and the reason why they were concerned, this is the risky part of like what I was doing. Meeting people on the internet that didn't have pictures, inviting them to the dorms, like my roommate was freaked out by that. Kind of like how we just had this discussion of me having randoms in the fucking apartment if we were to live together, you know what I mean? Just that in general. And then, of course, even though I was such a fucking slut in college, I was a safe slut, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were, like, concerned with, the whole... When people are young, their biggest concern is they're paranoid about STDs and stuff like that. I told you, the girl that I went down on, she fucking freaked out and was like, am I going to fucking get herpes this way? Am I going to get AIDS? Whatever, you know what I mean?
Well, they're so beat it in our fucking heads in school. Like, you fuck without a condom once, you will get an STD.
Exactly.
I was regularly banging abroad for a little while. Like, the first time we banged unprotected, I freaked out. Like,
yeah. Sure, of course.
It was just... And it was one of those things, like, we were fucking around, we were in my bed, we were just fucking around. She's like, just fuck me. I'm like, okay. And, fucked her, came inside her, freaked out.
Yeah, because then you're like, fuck, is she on birth control?
Yeah,
Damn.
is she on birth control? Like,
yeah.
And, yeah, I may have freaked out a little too much, and yeah, that might have been why it went sideways.
Yeah. It happens. Everyone goes through that fucking one time in their life, or several, if you're that kind of person. But, so that's what generally was going on. They gave me this intervention. They were concerned with my well-being and me like sleeping with too many different people because I was kind of like this. Me living with Anthony and Kyle was almost kind of like a repeat of my college years. Okay, like the trampage I went through in college was very similar, like having different people over all the time. Or in the case of college, I like would go to random people's fucking houses and shit.
So you were smarter in college.
So, so what ended up happening was they gave me an intervention. They were concerned. And to kind of appease them, I went to Planned Parenthood. I got STD checked, which I was totally fucking fine. It was funny, too, because I remember talking to a counselor, and they were like, how many partners have you had? I was like, 17, and I knew exactly the number. And I'm going to get to the important part of this whole conversation in, like, 2 seconds. And I was like, I've been with 34 people. And, I got condoms, birth control, all that bullshit, right? Fine. Still didn't change a thing. I still fucked everybody to my heart's content, right?
As you should.
And the thing was, I was fucking anything at the time because that's what happens when you have a sex problem. You'll fuck anything that moves, and that's exactly what I did. Didn't give a fuck what you look like, whatever. If I met up with you and you didn't have a picture and I was like completely disgusted, I would still fuck them, but then I would like try to make up for it and fuck somebody else that was actually hot. So how it started. It was a playful, innocent game that me and my other roommate, because I switched dorm rooms when I was living on campus. My first roommate that I lived with on campus and another one of our girlfriends, we were kind of like three peas in a pod, right? We would party together, we would do all sorts of shit together, and we kind of like became Eskimo sisters. Like, oh, you fucked this dude, so did I. So we started a list, and we taped it to the back of our closet door. And we kind of started a list, like, these are the dudes that Cruz bangs, the dudes that you banged, and then we would kind of compare, like,
draw a line.
Yeah, exactly. And so it became a fun little game that I continued while everybody else stopped doing it. And then I eventually created a spreadsheet, my infamous fuck list that I've come to talk about on any fucking platform you can think of, radio, podcast, whatever. And I still have this list. It's in Excel. I'm not going to tell you how many people are listed on it, but
I'm kind of curious.
There's definitely, it's in the triple digits.
Well, duh.
Or plus. And
is that counting scene partners or like?
It definitely counts scene partners because the way it's set up, and I'll show you when I bring it next time. It has their name. When I cared too much about like the date of which it happened, it would have the date. But then eventually you'll notice as I got older, I didn't give a fuck about when it happened. But when I was in college, it had like the time that it happened. I separated it because in Excel you can kind of like do calculations on the different things. Yeah. So I had their ethnicity, their age, my age,
Do you have a spreadsheet of like average dick size going on?
Yes, I had average cock size, a look scale. I had a cock scale, a look scale. I had a box checked off for whether or not we did anal. And then I had a longer box for significance, like I met through a friend or was part of a gangbang with fucking the football team, whatever, you know, et cetera and so forth. And then I haven't when I got into porn, I had a checkbox for whether or not they were in porn, so that you could differentiate, like, okay, these are people that I fucked in porn. And then, you know, you can separate the civilians with the thing. And then I started color coding. If they were male, it was blue. If it was female, it would be red. So everything in red is female, everything in blue is male. And I decided to keep the list going because I remember doing a radio show, like when I first started in porn, like fucking back in 2003 or 4. And everyone was so fascinated with my fuck list. I was like, I'm going to keep it going. So I still have that list to this day. And I think it would be really fun to make a drinking game out of it. Like, because on my radio show, I stopped doing this on my radio show, but I had a little fun segment where I would have people pick a number, any number. Didn't matter what number it was. And I would go to the number, reference the number on my list, and I would talk about that fucking experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And just for our listeners out there, I am not on that list. Just want to point that out. After Andy's, going on and on about, like, I fucked anything. Wasn't me.
Yeah.
Not on that list. We're just friends.
Yes. And for the record, I no longer will fuck just anything. I kind of just, I grew up and I got standards and I no longer have a sex problem. Like my own mother told me I had a sex problem. That's how I knew I had a problem. A counselor told me I had a fucking problem. And so, yeah, there's so much more to this, but we'll get into that another day.
Oh, yeah, no.
There's
many more episodes.
My coming of age story. But yeah, my fuck list. That's. I'm gonna have to bring that in.
God, I wish I had started one because there are a bunch of people I've had sex with that. Yeah, they're like kind of flashes of memories.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There'll be stuff on that list where I'm like, I was kind of sort of blackout drunk, but I kind of remember. Or there's photos, so I don't remember it happening, but there's pictures.
I totally forget at times about some girl I dated. I can't remember her name to save my life. Purple hair and rainbow socks the first time we hooked up.
Oh my God.
But if you put a gun to my head, like, what was that girl's name? Like,
yeah.
And I remember it falling apart because she wanted me to go hang out with her friends on the 4th of July. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm hanging with my friends.
Have you ever run into someone and didn't remember that you hooked up with them?
For reals or pretending?
I did that once with someone in porn. To be fair, the scene that we shot was, there's multiple people, right? It wasn't an orgy. It was like one of those competition type things, where you do certain sex, whatever. So there was a lot of people on set, needless to say, okay? And fast forward a couple of years, we're on set together. And I got all excited and I was like, oh yeah, this is great because you and I haven't, we got to work together. And he looks at me and he's like, actually we did. And he goes back in time and remembers the movie. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. Oh my God. And everybody on set was like, Cruz, dude. Whoops. I'm like, just kidding.
Whoops.
Fuck,
Should've
man.
consulted your own fuck list.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I know. Sometimes when I do, okay, the best part about skimming through that list is I'll see certain names and I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot that happened. With certain people, or I'm like, okay, so yeah, all right. Yeesh. Oh man.
Yeah, I definitely have some. I've never pretended to. I've never actually pretended that I didn't have sex with somebody that I didn't. But thankfully, we also have something called Carl's Law, where the party lawyers. Statute of limitations, if it happened more than 5 years ago, it didn't happen.
Oh, I'm stealing that. Yes. Yeah.
The party lawyer came with me when the show started. Uh-huh. The party lawyer came with me with the transition.
Ah.
We'll have him on as soon as I get him out to LA.
We gotta have the party lawyer on. That'll be a fun episode, I think.
Oh yeah. Carl the party lawyer for all your nuts to butts needs at party lawyer on Twitter.
There we go. Boom.
I think as bonus content, once we get rocking and rolling, I will edit the Cuba stuff and put it up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you should. You totally should. But I feel like that would make for some interesting
It's a bunch of drunk dudes ranting into microphones, so it's not as interesting as one might like.
Oh, really? You guys didn't like spill the beans on anything or like say anything that would be like, oh,
I gotta
really?
re-listen to it.
Okay.
I may have been annihilated.
Alrighty.
Because we did one, like, night 1, pretty drunk. The one we did night 4 or 5, whenever we did it, drunk.
Oh my God.
I was not as drunk as some of the other people. Like, the party lawyer literally just put down his microphone and walked away at one point.
See, I'm like worried about getting completely wasted while we're doing this one night because some of the shit that comes out of my mouth when I'm fucking
This
wasted.
is why we don't do a live show.
I know. Because then you can like, all right, cut that.
On the 288, there was definitely an episode where 20 minutes of content got cut because I told some stories that I should not tell.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm worried about with me. Because I have some stories, but no, I'm pretty good at like keeping my mouth shut.
I am and I'm not. No, I am. I'm very good about catching it and editing and like, yeah, that's gotta go. Don't need to blow up that person's spot.
We're talking about my...
Probably talking about your college whoreness. Well, no one was paying you college sluttiness.
That was my college sluttiness, yeah. I was the campus whore. Campus slut, campus whore, whatever, same difference.
I mean, was your tuition getting paid?
No.
But if motherfuckers were paying your tuition, whore.
By the way, I went to a Catholic fucking university, a private Catholic university for college.
Those are the best kind.
Oh yeah, trust me.
You
I
get a
had
little
fun with the
cute-
soccer team. I had fun with the basketball team.
You get a cute little uniform with that shit too?
We actually did not have to wear uniforms because you know when I was in high school and like from like kindergarten all the way to high school, I went to a private Christian school, so we were required to wear uniforms.
How do you get come out of a plaid skirt?
Is this supposed to be a joke?
Might be.
I was gonna say I don't know how.
Well, that's what I was asking as a joke.
Oh, that.
I was setting up for a punchline. I have no clue. Anytime I've come on a plaid skirt, I left.
Okay, see, this just reminded me of the fucked up shit. So my sister is kind of like late on the whole slut train, right? She was in a relationship. She's younger than me. She's 7 years younger than me. She's 25. And she was in a relationship with the same guy for like 4 years. This is like, you know, they broke up like 2 years ago, something like that. So she, like, her early 20s, she was in a serious relationship. Didn't experience the whole fucking a bunch of dudes, right? As soon as they broke up, man, my sister went through her own little fucking rampage, and she sent me the funniest fucking text where she was like, so mom loaned me one of her sweaters so that I could, you know, wear it on my date. And I was like, go on. And she was like, I don't want to give it back to her because she's going to have to, like, I tried washing it and I'm like, Mel, oh my God, dude. My sister, dude, yeah, she has a lot to learn on that slut train for sure.
Never let dudes come on your sweater.
Or your mom's sweater. It's fucking my mom's sweater, dude. How do you get cum out of a sweater? Anyways, that's what that reminded me
Was
of.
it knit or...
Yeah, some kind of like knit thing. Because my sister was like, I don't know how to fucking I don't know if I want to give it back to mom now because
Dry cleaner.
she doesn't know where exactly. She's like, mom doesn't know where it's been, and I don't want her to know where it's been. And I'm like, ew. Oh man.
Dry cleaners are your friend at that point.
I'm such a fucking bad role model. Anyways.
Or a great role model.
True. I mean, I was encouraging my sister to fucking go through her slut phase. I was like, dude, you know what? You're 25. You need to enjoy all the sex that you can get from all the people that you want. So
Exactly. She pretty? I mean, I'll help her out.
she's got a nice big rat. I'll tell you that much. Oh my God!
I'm into that.
Can we just cut that out? I can't believe I said that about my sister.
No, let's say it up. Stay in it. If I could be sleazy about like trying to be like, oh, so
Because, you know,
she's pretty?
Filipinos are curvaceous women, and my sister, she's got fucking, like, I am not gifted in the rack arena, okay? My sister, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure she's a double D natural. Yeah.
It sounds like she should be introduced to me and make bad decisions.
Probably, because I keep telling my sister she needs to make more bad decisions, so
I could be that guy for her.
Exactly.
I could be that bad decision. I don't want to have to drive up to fucking Stockton to do it, though.
Oh, God, yeah, no. No, she comes to visit sometimes. She's got, like, she's dating some dude now, but who knows?
That sounds like his problem.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
I'm not looking to put a ring on it.
Exactly.
That'd be really weird if we were in-laws.
Oh, God, could you imagine? Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Okay.
And she may really like me, and then I may have to break her heart, and that would fuck things up. And
then I'm be like, whatever, Matt, we're still friends. It's cool.
I will just be mediocre in the sack for her.
Okay.
That way, when she's like, fuck that dude, you're like, yep, fuck that dude. Hey, this is what I'm willing to do to keep our friendship alive.
To be mediocre in the sack with my sister?
Yeah, just so I'm.
Oh, okay.
Guy.
I was just clarifying.
So I'm the bad guy, like, you know, because if I give her the good dick and then she wants to be around, and then I'm like, yeah, about that.
If you dick her down good, then she's gonna be like, oh my god, put her fucking ring on it.
Right, exactly. And then when I don't do that, then I'm really the bad guy. If I just dick her poorly, and she's like, that dude sucks.
Yeah, just come in like 2 seconds or something. Okay, fine. Like 5 minutes.
I think I might be. Well, maybe. That's happened before, unfortunately. Hey, sometimes dudes get excited.
True.
And whenever, the couple times that has happened over the course of my lifetime, it's like, oh my god, girl, you were just so beautiful, and blah, 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 blah. I may have put a little bit more effort into the performance at the time.
Right.
And hopefully no future partners listen to this.
Oh, God.
I definitely don't do this podcast to try to pick up women. Yet I do list it on all my dating apps.
That's so funny, because then people could be like, if they were really curious. You know how a lot of people, a lot of women like to, okay, maybe I can clear the air here. So as a male, because I know women do it, you know how on Tinder you can connect your Instagram and stuff like that? A lot of my girlfriends will do this. They'll fucking find the person on any social media platform you can think of and stalk them before it even comes time to fucking meet them. Do you do that? Because I don't know any guys that do that. Only people I know that do that are women.
Are you calling me a bitch?
I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm just asking if guys do that, because maybe guys don't want to admit it.
Oh, dude, I definitely do that. But I'm also super inquisitive by nature.
True, yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally do that shit.
I don't call it stalking. I call it investigating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I, for a long time, did not link any of my social media, did not link any of my bullshit to the dating apps. Mm-hmm. Because it does discourage a lot of people. And then I came to the realization that I want to discourage the people that would discourage.
Aha.
Like, if you're turned off about me talking about my sex life, the fact that I've gotten STD, previous episodes, that, I talk about drinking, I hang out with people in the adult entertainment industry. If you're afraid about my life, you probably don't want to be a part of it, and why should we waste each other's time?
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
So my Instagram's attached to all of it. The links to the podcast is in all of it.
Nice. Yeah, because if someone can't handle when a girl is stalking you and they see all that shit, if they can't handle it, then they shouldn't be a part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does paint. On one hand, it does paint the picture of my public persona, which is slightly different than my private life. I mean, you're my real life friend.
Yeah.
I'm slightly different in real life.
Slightly.
Wait, this shit all really happened. I'm not making up stories.
Yeah, of course.
But there are many nights where I'm just chill playing video games too. It's not like I'm a drunk shit show every night.
True. Kind of like how I'm not fucking everything. No, never mind.
Not every night.
No.
Like Wednesdays you take off.
Yeah.
No, but all of us have our public personas that are slightly different than the real life superstars. I'm not saying any of these stories didn't fucking happen. They all fucking happened.
Right.
I wouldn't, tell a story about me getting chlamydia on air if it didn't actually happen. No one in the history of the world is like, yep, got a porno cold.
Oh, God.
And one of my buddies is like, you gotta stop talking about that on air. I'm like, it's fucking hilarious. I got it from a fucking civilian.
Oh, you see, that's where it usually happens.
Yeah, no. Told the story multiple times on the 288, but for the new listeners, yeah. Got chlamydia from a girl I was in a non-monogamous relationship with.
Oh, damn, that's even... Aww.
The rule was, protection with other people. She obviously didn't follow it.
Yeah.
and then took no... I wasn't even upset about her giving me chlamydia. I was upset that she took no ownership in the situation.
Yeah.
But I think it's fucking hilarious now.
Yeah.
I just stopped fucking her. I'm like, oh, you're not going to take any ownership to what went down here? Okay, then we need to stop fucking.
Damn, dude.
No, if she'd taken ownership, I'd probably been like, all right, game on, whatever.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm sorry.
Like, apologize for your fuck up for fucking some
Was
dude.
she just like in denial or something? Like,
she did a round of antibiotics for a lung infection right around the time I got infected. And the reason I know it was her is because she was the only person I was fucking.
Right.
It was not monogamous, but I just wasn't fucking anybody else.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
And her response was, I came back clean. You obviously got blackout drunk and fucked somebody else.
Wow, really? She said that? You got blackout drunk?
You obviously got blackout drunk.
God, that sounds like something someone would say to me. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways.
And I'm like, yeah, deuces.
Damn. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck that. I mean, don't fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Don't fuck her.
Don't worry, I won't.
Man, I'm gonna have to bring that fuck list so that I can reminisce about my fucking stories in the past.
I'm curious. Yeah. Now the ones I do remember are generally kind of comical. Oh man, so many stupid hookups.
Same.
You probably have many more than I do.
Probably.
Actually, I can guarantee you have many more than I do.
Highly likely.
2017, I gotta step my game up.
2017. God, 2016. You know, I have it all on my calendar. So that I could input it into my... The reason why I started documenting it on my calendar is so that I could talk about it on my radio show, you know what I mean? And then, of course, input it into my spreadsheet. So when you look at my calendar for 2016, it's like, you know, on the iPhones, you can color code your calendar. So all my hookups are in yellow because all the other colors are already taken for other shit. So there's just yellow dots, like, everywhere. Sometimes more than once in a day.
These things happen.
They
These
happen.
things fucking happen. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, people just need to understand this. There's no, as long as everyone's consensual and safe.
That's the thing, because like a lot of people are they misunderstand me, right, as a person. When they hear about my sexcapades, they're like, oh my God, you must be riddled with disease and all this kind of shit. I don't perform in porn anymore. And when I was going through my trampage, or whenever I go through a trampage, I get tested. Like in porn, you know, you're required to get tested every 2 weeks. And when I wasn't performing anymore, I would get tested monthly. I would get tested every month because of how often I was having sex, how many and you know, I played it safe. Not gonna lie, you don't always use condoms, but you know what? That's another conversation I want to have on one of our shows to help people out on like a fear of STDs, because my tests always came back clean, and there's more to it than just that. But yeah, you know, you when you're safe about things and you take care of yourself, then there's nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Literally the only time in all my years was one time and one civilian. That's it. As I've said many times over the years, in all reality, I am more of a risk to a performer when I sleep with them than they are to me. So
I have something that I'm gonna admit on the air right now.
Uh-oh.
I myself have only ever gotten one STD my entire life. 14 years in porn. When I would get tested, I would keep my tests in a folder so I could show people, look how many clean tests I have. And you know, I actually spoke to the phlebotomist at our clinics that we get tested at, and she said, I asked her, I was like, why is it that like I've only ever tested positive one time? It was for chlamydia. One time when I was 7 months into the business, okay, this was 2004, civilian. It was a fucking civilian that gave it to me. Where was I going with this? So I talked to the phlebotomist about, like, isn't this crazy? I've been in the business, and I used to shoot, like, 20 scenes in a row. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of crazy shit in porn, but I take care of my body. I take care of myself. But given how exposed I am to a lot of people and all that shit, I talked to the phlebotomist and the doctor at the clinic, and they were like, do you get sick often? And I said, no. And they said, it's your immune system. You just have a very, very strong immune, because I don't get sick often at all. And they're like, you have a very strong immune system. So one time I'm there with you, and it was with a civilian, and it was when I was brand new in the business. I was 8 months in. I'll never forget it, because I wanted to quit the business. I was like, I didn't realize that chlamydia is just, you just take pills for it, it goes away. I freaked the fuck out. I'm gonna quit porn. Fuck this shit. Never got it again since then. And I stayed in the business I was in the business for 14 years. So
high five on that shit.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah.
Just to prove. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no worries.
This just proves that our testing works and helps everything. And then even when I was not performing anymore and I was still testing regularly, I took care of my shit.
Damn right. I hope to never get it again, but if it happens, it happens. Be safe out there.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
We're like, let's promote safe sex right now. Things just got deep.
Let's promote safe sex. I'm going to drink more.
Just drink some more of that whiskey, Matt. Just kill it.
Speaking of which, this week's episode is brought to you by Koval Single Barrel Whiskey Rye. It's distilled in Chicago. It was sent to me as a birthday present. Rather fucking tasty.
It's a cute little bottle, too.
Yeah, we probably should have done that at the top of the show, but whatever. But on that note, we probably should rock and roll. You got places to be tonight, Miss Cruz.
I got places to be. What I usually like to say is I got things to see, people to do. But in this case, I do have people to see. So, and on that note,
where can we find you on the social media?
You can find me at Annie fucking Cruz on Twitter, at Annie Cruz on Instagram, AnnieCruz.com, and theseductivelifestyle.com.
And you can find me, Matt Slayer, with the... I don't know why I'm breaking out this voice. You can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, /MattFNSlayer on Facebook. You can always find the podcast at And Now We Drink. Cheers, motherfuckers.
Cheers.